Okay, we move on to Monday Night Raw, where we had a bunch of surprises. And one of the biggest surprises was at the end of the night, so we're going to start the show off with that. And that is the debut of the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six. This has been brewing. QR codes for months have been scattered across the screen. And they're here, right? I'm going to bring up the picture here. That's in the background. Come on, Daniel. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Bring up the picture of the Wyatt Six. There we go. It's on screen now. The Wyatt Six there. Uncle Howdy. I don't know the other names of the people, the other names of the characters involved, but I do know
Wamblin' Wabbit.
All right, so Ramblin'
Huskus Pig.
Yeah, Huskus Pig is down at the bottom, and then Mercy the lizard, or Mercy the
buzzard.
Mercy the buzzard is on the far right.
And is Nikki Cross Abigail?
Yeah, Nikki Cross. I think it's supposed to be Sister Abigail. Yeah.
So we got Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Uncle Howdy. Why am I blanking? Bo Dallas as the members of the Wyatt Six, leaving, of course, after Jey Uso's Money in the Bank win. Money in the Bank qualifier with Finn Balor, and I'm forgetting who else did he defeat. It was Finn Balor.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, yes. Of course, the greatest moving 49-year-old in wrestling history. Yeah, and they made an impact, and after Jey won, they took out everybody, and Jey Uso, in a Raw exclusive, said he doesn't want any beef with them. And if they want the Fireflies, they can have them. Of course, he came out and said, of course, that he was cool with Bray, and the whole thing with the cameras out was for Bray, so, and the Fireflies continue to be with him and stuff like that. So, but what do you guys think about the Wyatt Six debuting and potential impact going forward?
Greatest debut in WWE history.
I wouldn't go that far, but it was pretty damn good. I wouldn't go that far, but it was pretty damn good.
You know what's funny? I only said that because I already knew it was going to piss Dan off, but I did see I think some people online were saying it was like the greatest debut ever, and I'm like, yeah.
I mean, Dan wasn't watching. Dan was busy watching the Celtics obtain banner number 18. So
I did see it. I did see it after the fact, and congratulations to the Boston Celtics winning the title, of course, as always. I did see it after the fact because I didn't sleep after the Celtics won, so I was like, I might as well watch Raw. I did not go to sleep after, so still trying to recover from that. But I wouldn't say it was the greatest debut ever, but it was impactful. I'll say that.
Yeah. For me, the presentation is something I have not seen. I think what really captured it for me was the whole backstage segment of it. It didn't feel it didn't feel too supernaturally like with Bray stuff in the past, which I think was either hit or miss for a lot of people. Like somebody in our group, Singer Daniel, who does not like the horror mystique and stuff like that, but I'm a big fan of it. But I liked how this was just like a group that debuted, left Carnage in their background, and laid out everybody. And the one spot that really stood out to me was literally Gorilla destroyed, sparks going off, and you're like, what in the fucking hell just happened? I don't really want to comment on like the masks and everything. I think Nikki Cross looked great. I think with whatever they did to her arms to make her look kind of zombie-ish, looked really well.
I thought they were wraps or something.
I don't know. The way it looked at me, she looked like a legit zombie. So I was just like, whoever is doing the makeup, kudos to you. But I'm very intrigued. I'm really curious to see how Triple H is going to handle a group like this. Is it just going to be kind of like what was that group's name that Nikki Cross used to be in?
Sanity.
Is it going to be something like that with just more like a horror element added to it? Or is this going to turn into like a more supernatural thing like what Bray did? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't follow all the QR codes. I feel like there was a lot of them, like way too many.
I follow.
I probably looked at one, and
yeah.
And I don't even remember what it said. It said some. I honestly can't even tell you what it said, but like something like, oh, it was like a mystic cryptic message or whatever, like we're here or something like. I don't know. But I'm you know me. I'm a big horror fan, so I was always a big fan of the Fiend. That look. Some of these characters look great. I just really hope that they don't fuck it up and make it cheesy or try to make them all invincible, kind of like how they did the Fiend in the beginning. Like, make them
just don't give us red lights. Just don't give us. Don't. I'm sorry, but
and a red hell in the cell.
I know the mask are a part of it, but I don't want them wrestling in the mask. I don't want that either.
I don't think they will be. I mean, if anyone does wrestle with the mask, it'll probably just be Uncle Howdy. But I think the rest,
like that mask is okay. That mask works. That's fine.
So I don't think the rest of them are going to be wrestling with the mask. But as far as I thought, I mean, Lewis, you perfectly described it. I mean, this was less supernatural but more violent. And I hope that moving forward, I hope that that's the mindset, because like Lewis had mentioned with Daniel, I mean, you're not really a huge fan of the supernatural stuff. I mean, when they booked the Fiend, it was a lot of definitely a lot of that, and a lot of people like as he says, as you shake your head, a lot of people weren't fans of it. But and Lewis, you had just mentioned Sanity in NXT. I almost wonder if Triple H is looking at this Y6 as kind of like a reclamation project for Sanity, as if to say, like, this is what I wanted Sanity to be when they moved to the main roster, and then my dumbass father-in-law turned them into something that nobody wanted, and I wonder if he's looking at them right now, saying, okay, now I can do what Sanity was initially going to do. So from that standpoint, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I was a huge fan of Sanity when they were in NXT. They were great.
No, good. Yeah, I loved Eric Young. Yeah, so when he was a part of that. Yeah, but when I was watching this, it was just like, I mean, I had like a complete like, what the fuck? Because he has like you mentioned, the production, the presentation, Gorilla being destroyed like that, and then the camera work as they just followed these trail of bodies, ultimately leading to Chad Gable and Uncle Howdy. I mean, it was just done perfectly, having each figure, in certain corners as the camera was going coming around. It was just, something that I've never seen before. And going back to the Bray Wyatt documentary that was on Peacock, when Bo Dallas talks about the character, and they had talked about what the plan was initially going to be when with Uncle Howdy and when Bray initially had come back, and Bo actually talked about like carrying on the Wyatt legacy, and then you see the guy in the documentary that made all of the masks and everything. So to actually see all this come to light now, I'm definitely very, very intrigued. I think we should give Triple H the benefit of the doubt here. I mean, we all know what would have happened if the other guy was in control of this. It'd be dead in a week. But I think we should give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I don't know how you book this strong moving forward. Who they initially target? It looks like it was Chad Gable, but I'm guessing they're going to be just targeting everybody within the first couple of weeks. When they do eventually like settle down, and then we have to get some of this in the ring, then I'm very interested to see how it's going to go. Because when you talk about like characters, I mean, Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, I mean, they're all pretty much mentality wise have the same like sadistic mentality as far as characters go. So they all match. So as a group, the pieces fit. So it's just going to be very interesting to see how
they better not bring back whatever stupid pet Eric Rowan was carrying around for.
That's dead. That was Vince McMahon shit. We don't worry about that.
They never even revealed what it was. Did they?
You didn't like the mobilized spider? You didn't like that?
It was that mechanical spider that pops out at the Halloween store. It just goes, eh.
as you guys said, I'm not one for the supernatural stuff. I'm more for the physical, violent type of heels that we're used to seeing. They are giving off this vibe of that. Of course, they have all the Brian just mentioned. They have all the members that kind of fit, right? That kind of go on the edge and kind of sneaky, kind of manipulative, kind of crazy insanity. Of course, with Dexter Lumis, I'm interested to see what moves he's going to do in the ring as this pertains to it. I'm intrigued because one, the presentation is going to be better underneath Triple H. I understood that when this group was being formed. That is the one thing I was saying when it was formed. I was saying at least the presentation is going to be better. I don't know the ceiling of this group. I'm intrigued of it because I was talking to somebody. I was like, what's the ceiling for Uncle Howdy? Is it going to be a world title push where he torments the champion? Is it going to be something like that to that level? Is it just going to be causing havoc and everybody else has titles, or whoever's in position at that time, who are they going to be causing havoc in? I feel like there's enough room in today's WWE to kind of have this type of group where they can have their own separate storyline. I don't know if it's going to be involved in getting in titles and stuff of that nature. So there is room for that, I think. I think if there's a person that's kind of willowing away, not really having anything to do, they can find something to do with the Wyatt Six and them being tormented and chased. There's enough baby faces on the roster, at least I feel like right now, to do so. You got Sami Zayn that you can probably do. Jey Uso, who's probably a prime target, of course, with the Fireflies in the crowd, which I think they're probably going to go in that direction.
Yeah, that's going to be the first feud. Yeah, I don't want it to be, but like it makes sense. I mean,
that's what I was saying too. I don't want this to get involved in derailing Money in the Bank. I don't want this to get involved derailing the IC title.
Damn, you just booked Money in the Bank.
I'm just saying, like, if it goes that way, like, I don't want them to get involved in Braun Breaker and Sheamus battling.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want it to get involved in Money in the Bank where there's so much leverage where we already know that Gunther is going to fight at SummerSlam. We know that. I don't want them to get involved with Gunther. Like, if that was
They already have.
Another target I'm thinking of that they're probably going to attack is the returning Seth Rollins, which we'll get into. That is probably a direction because the Fiend's first debut against Seth Rollins in that Hell in a Cell where it was red, he faced Seth Rollins. He had his feud with Seth Rollins and all of that. I don't want them to get involved with Seth Rollins. So I'm intrigued to see where it goes and where they go with it. But it's like there's a lot of things that we've seen built up that I don't want them to get in the way of. And that's going to.
Yeah, but sorry to cut you off, Daniel, but at the same time, it's like if they don't get involved with those top guys, are people going to care as much?
That's the thing.
For me, I think they should go after the tag titles because you got the super baby faces of Miz and Truth, where you could play a lot with
our Truth.
You already got not play around like with all the Truth, but like I feel like they could take out tag teams. Like you have the group, you get the numbers game, and maybe if you are gonna implement, I think at least Uncle Howdy and any of this stuff, maybe just use him, not use the entire group. Maybe use the entire group to like intimidate, but then you just have Uncle Howdy that either interfere in like Seth Rollins and have him feud with them, which I feel like I wouldn't mind because really, do we want another Seth Rollins title reign? Like, I don't see that happening, but I do. We
could, but we'll talk about it.
I see them more costing him a match and then just like feuding for a while in that instance, and then maybe you have Seth going through each of them and getting taken out and trying to get help and
What do you think this is? Chris Jericho and MJF?
Hey, he can make his own faction.
Fight my minions.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, it could be what originally with the Dark Order with Brody Lee.
We're not doing this.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, I just know that probably the Wyatt Six is probably going to end up being in War Games this year.
No,
you don't think so?
No.
Hey, what if they're just that
the
good?
Bloodline.
What if they're that good?
Bloodline.
Oh yeah, I mean the Bloodline would be story wise. Bloodline would be better. Yeah, I take that.
Yeah, but they're on SmackDown though. But
that's what I'm trying to say. There's enough room for some creativity to happen with this group, which I'm intrigued by. But it's just like, what exactly are they getting into? Yeah. Is it just causing havoc week to week? Is it targeting and then having somebody saying, "Hey, well, who are you guys?" and challenging them? Because we already saw what LA Knight did with Uncle Howdy, and I'm not sure that was the original plan for that at that time, or whatever happened with that creative going on with Bray Wyatt at the time and Uncle Howdy and LA Knight. But now it's like, what are they going to do? My thought is probably the Judgment Day. Whatever variation is left, I don't know how that works. Rumors were Alexa Bliss was supposed to be also in the group, but she backed out due to her not being ready yet to come back. I saw that out there. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to go with this. I'm intrigued. It has more promising outcome because underneath Triple H and this new WWE alone, the presentation as well on Raw was great. But we'll see where it goes, man. We'll see where it goes. We'll definitely see where it goes. Moving on to the start of Raw. The surprise of Seth Rollins challenging Damien Priest at Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins returns out to... I didn't see him coming back. At least not yet. I didn't see that happening. But what do you guys think about him coming back out, challenging Damien Priest for a title match at Money in the Bank?
All right. I'm gonna ask a question first before I go. Do you guys think that he came back? He's coming back too soon, or you think he's actually ready to come back? Because to me, it came off like I don't think he's actually ready to come back. I think he's literally just coming back. Asked him to.
I think he came back, and this is where I wanted to get to. I think he came back to win the title and then challenge Gunther at SummerSlam. I think that's what's happening. Because why have him come back unless it's to extend that Wyatt 6 storyline and they target him? Because again, that whole Bray relation thing at the first start, like when Bray debuted the Fiend, he fought Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell. Maybe they're tying into that, and maybe they cost him at Money in the Bank, and that ties into him, Seth challenging Wyatt 6, whatever the case may be, or whatever storyline that goes into. But it's like, I do feel like they are bringing him back too soon. Like that's 3 months. This guy had a bad back, bad leg, bad neck, to the point of WrestleMania 40.
They gave him a couple Senzu beans, and he's good. He's good.
Is that what that is? And I'm pretty sure he has great. Seth Rollins is one of the greatest workers. Crazy threshold, crazy workout regimen, crazy athlete. Yes, but I feel like they are calling him back too soon. I do. I don't know I don't know, and especially Becky just left. You figured they would want to be at home.
It's like they tagged each other off. She left, and she was like, "All right, I'm gonna stay home now. You go back." Like,
I'm sick of you being home.
I
swear. What do you guys think about Damien Priest?
See, for me, I feel like this is a one-off between him and Damien, and I feel like the Wyatt thing is probably a better story, for him. But what you said about Seth and Gunther, I think kind of makes sense because you would have Seth as the baby face, Gunther as a big heel. This could be Gunther's time. At the same time, I don't know. It's like I like Damien as champion, but there's just something missing. I don't know what it is. Like there's like a small piece that he's missing just to elevate him to like a great champion. And I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's just Judgment Day stuff or maybe him just getting clean wins. I guess because his last 2 wins have kind of been off of assistants or
he is a heel.
So, he's not coming off as a heel though. He's not coming off as a heel. He's trying to.
He's not trying to be a heel.
He's trying to prove that he's a champion, and it's just me and you 1-on-1. Screw everybody else, and it's just like, bro, you've been this heel for how long now? You want to be a campeón babyface? It's like that's where I get confused.
See, and I think, and this is the reason why, Daniel, I hope they don't go into that direction with Seth Rollins winning and going up against Gunther at SummerSlam. Aside from matches that don't have stakes, my second biggest pet peeve is when they play hot potato with the title. I hate with a passion whenever somebody wins the title only for like 3 weeks.
They're playing for ratings. They're playing for ratings.
Yeah, but at the same time, I get it. It's that Gunther versus Seth. I mean, you got your clear cut heel and Gunther clear cut baby face, but unless the idea is to protect Priest, does losing against Gunther really hurt him when we all know Gunther's whole story? I mean, what he lost one match in 2 years or whatever it was. So it's like so if Priest loses against Gunther, I mean, it is Gunther. I mean, he ain't losing against chopped liver. So and obviously. Yeah. And obviously,
yeah, but it also his title reign will be short. Even though in SummerSlam's in August, so that's 5-month reign, 6-month reign. That's a pretty good reign in my opinion. But I think they're probably
it's
playing
kind of like a Kofi reign. It's like a Kofi reign.
I mean, 5-6 months is a decent title reign, but I just don't want to like I said, 5-month title reign that he loses. Seth holds the title for 3 weeks and then loses the Gunther. It's just like, I mean, like he's being fed the Gunther. I'm like, nah. I think it would be more impactful if Gunther ends Priest's run, because obviously they love the spectacle. Size wise, it's a good matchup. So that in of itself makes the match more.
I think that's what Damien's missing. Is Damien's missing a feud, because he beat Drew technically. Then he also beat who was before that? Who did he just face before that? Why am I spacing?
You're talking about Damien?
Yeah, who did he face before that?
He beat
Jay Uso.
Backlash. Yeah.
Yeah. And is that the only 2 title defenses he's had?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, there was nobody at King of the Ring, right?
Yeah,
he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
I think that's what's missing. He needs a legit feud, like Cody has right now with AJ. Like, even though he'll win, but like he hasn't had an actual like feud. You know, it's just Jay. So I don't know. Maybe that's what it's.
It's supposed to be Drew McIntyre. It's supposed to be Drew McIntyre. But when you have a man screw over a country, you got to finish some things.
I don't know.
Or what if they did bring Seth back because Damien's leg may actually be worse, and they need the same thing that they did with Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley, where it's like, okay, Rhea's down. What's the next big thing? Rhea. So Priest is down. Who's the next big thing? Seth. So it could be that too. We don't know.
Yeah, I think that could possibly, but that's fast though. That's less than 24 hours. I'm not saying WWE doesn't have the. I'm not saying WWE doesn't have the facilities to do that and just get a jet for Seth Rollins to fly for Monday Night Raw, but it's just like that's pretty damn quick. So definitely interesting to see where this goes. They're challenging each other for Money in the Bank. Going to be a highly contested match. Can't wait to see it. I hope Damien retains because I want to see him be at SummerSlam and get into that main event spot and have a big showing like that, because I don't want it to end that fast. Even though he might have these cash in or something happen to him or a short title reign with these guys, but I want him to at least get to SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't think he should.
But let's move. Say it again. Sorry.
I said I don't think he should lose to Seth. I think he should, if anything, just lose to Gunther at SummerSlam.
And then that's another thing. Judgment Day finally cost him the title at SummerSlam. Some variation of that. So have something happen. Don't end it here. But hey, maybe we'll get into it. We'll see what happens, because I'm already thinking about Money in the Bank and stuff like that. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. Let's get into our next. Drew McIntyre quits.
No, he didn't.
He quit. He's done.
How did he quit? He just got paid.
Him getting screwed over by CM Punk was just too much. He quit. He's gone. So what now, guys? He's gone. He walked out.
You know who's going to be in Money in the Bank? Punk. And you know who's going to screw him? Drew.
Is it? I mean,
that would add to their match.
I I mean, if Punk ends up being the Money in the Bank, then they're probably gonna go in that direction.
We know he's getting screwed. We know he's getting screwed if he's the Money.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah, whatever happened. I'm guessing, or I think we're all assuming that with Drew walking away, that Punk is probably going to get an opportunity or something coming up, and then Drew's going to come out of nowhere and screw him, and then finally it's like, okay, we need the match now. Like they have gone as far as they can, and they've done a great fucking job too. The fact that they've been able to make this an actual feud without them only be getting physical like once or twice because of the injuries, and the fact that it's still a hot issue between the two of them, the social media back and forth and everything that they've been doing, all the shit talking and everything.
Muffins and cookies and cupcakes and
haggis.
But yeah, Drew McIntyre quit on Monday night. Adam Pearce and Triple H try to pull him back, get him back into to reconsider. They didn't. They just left that on a cliffhanger. But yeah, I've heard people saying that he's going to go to TNA, especially with this crossover that WWE's having with TNA.
That would be
he quits and goes to TNA.
That would be crazy.
That'd be some shit. I mean, that's some shit to make people watch. Though. Like I watch TNA. If that happens, I watch TNA on Thursday nights now. I'll find the time
for sure.
But yeah, just random. I just think this is a way to prolong the CM Punk storyline. It's interesting that he didn't have anything to say. We didn't see CM Punk. So maybe CM Punk actually is trying to get cleared or whatever the case would be. Couldn't make it, whatever the case would be. He's going to be on SmackDown apparently. So, which is random because he's a Raw superstar and the brand split ends.
Yeah. Right, so brand split's officially over. I'm not even going to rant about that right now. I'll save that for another show. But to go back to Clash of the Castle in the main event, you know what I thought was really funny was that after, I think you know what direction I'm going. After Punk screwed McIntyre and the camera cut to him and him with the crowd with some of the fans in the front row all wearing CM Punk shirts. I thought that was funny. How you screw this man in his own country and his own fans are even his own fans are even cheering for him getting screwed. That was hilarious. I thought that was funny.
As I said when that happened, how did that guy make it out the country? How did he make it out the stadium? That was my first. That country, those fans should be incensed by what happened. They were pissed, but it's like, how did CM Punk make it out alive? So whenever they go to Scotland or the UK, CM Punk is a heel. He should be definitely a heel when he goes to the UK and Scotland.
Yeah.
But no, man, I just don't know where they're going with this. Obviously, it looks like it's going to be an extender for the CM Punk feud, obviously. We'll see if CM Punk is in a qualifying match. It's funny because Money in the Bank is only, 2 weeks away. So they got to build towards that. So that's another thing. They got to build towards that.
So many PLEs.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, the first encounter between the two, because the feud's been personal enough, it should just be SummerSlam. I would just save it. Just save their first match for SummerSlam. I mean,
Mm-hmm. That's where it should happen.
Yeah, man,
but right now, Drew McIntyre. But as of right now, Drew McIntyre is unemployed, does not have a job. He's gone, and we'll see what happens with that. Let's move on to another bit of business here. With Braun, Breaker, and Sheamus, new challengers for Sami Zayn. What do you guys think about this? Braun Breaker and Sheamus being introduced into this IC title picture, as well as Ludwig Kaiser, who got involved on Monday night.
I mean, I love that Braun Breaker got involved because after what he did to Ricochet last week, I mean, it was definitely time to elevate, as they say. So I was glad it was him that came out, because immediately my first thought is, oh, he's gonna run right through. If they're smart and they really want to book him dominant, he'll run through Sami if they're gonna go in that direction. But I love the fact that now that we kind of see how much they view Braun Breaker as the future. I think I saw in a report that when Raw moves to Netflix next year, that Braun Breaker is going to be like an essential part of the show, almost like one of the.
How does he wait? How does he get into an Intercontinental title picture? Wasn't he suspended? Where's Adam Pearce?
Has no storyline wise. Adam Pearce has no fucking control of Braun Breaker. Then he banned Braun Breaker in 1 week, and Braun Breaker still showed up and beat the shit out of everybody.
Yep.
So he has no control over it. That's the story.
He just took out Ricochet. Like, where's the punishment?
He's going to get traded to SmackDown. I call it.
You think he's going to get traded to SmackDown?
Yeah.
I mean, he does go to
challenge Cody Rhodes to become the new WWE champion. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he's going to win the IC title and then destroy somebody else, and then they're going to trade IC for US title on shows.
Yes, but it's like I said off the air. I think if you're looking for the guy to beat Sami, I'd go Braun Breaker and I'd book him the same way that Obafemi is being booked as a North American champion on NXT. Use the Intercontinental title as a way to build up Braun Breaker, similarly how you used it with Gunther for over a year, and just have him be dominant. I know obviously he's not going to pass Gunther, but he'll be dominant. But have him be dominant enough, and then eventually, as you did with Gunther, he'll move on to the world title. And he's got the genetics. He's got the personality. He's got the explosiveness. Braun Breaker.
I think you're shutting the door on Sheamus, who has never won this title. It will make him a Triple Crown winner.
That's nice.
In WWE.
That's nice.
You can't close out Sheamus.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
that's can. Nice.
There's no disrespect against Sheamus, because since I've seen Sheamus and all the years I've seen him, one word comes to mind with Sheamus: solid. He's always been just like that solid guy. Get you a great, decent, good or to decent match.
Banger.
Yeah, no,
banger.
The only banger he's had was against Gunther. Let's be real about that. Let's be real about that. The only banger he had was against Gunther.
No, him and Drew.
Nah, I don't think so. Him and Drew, they were physical matches, but I don't think they were like match of the year type of stuff. They were good matches. Again, solid. They were good matches, but I don't think they were like match of the year quality. Gunther was match of the year quality. So, but Sheamus has always just been
WrestleMania
like that.
39.
Who's Sheamus facing the WrestleMania 39?
Is that a triple threat?
It was Drew and Gunther, that triple threat.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The triple threat. Yeah, the triple threat. Again, you got the Gunther influence, but was that a banger? That was just another very good physical match.
That's
I don't think that again.
I thought it was awesome. It was a banger.
Obviously we have differing opinions, but I just think that just the match he had with Gunther was the only banger he had. But like I said, Sheamus is just he's always just that stability that you need on your roster. But first of all, I don't like him as a babyface. I think the whole babyface thing it never fit him. I always felt like he was always a way better heel than he was a babyface.
I think it fits him.
I just never could. Even when he has like the happy-go-lucky Irish attitude, it's just you're a heel. Dude, you're a heel. That's what you do best.
He
had his most success when he was a heel.
You didn't like him with Butch and what's the other guy's name?
No, just the fact that you said Butch it made obviously no, I didn't like it.
Ridge Holland.
What were they called again?
Brawling Brutes.
Brawling Brutes.
Shit was so bad. Ridge Holland had to go back.
You didn't like the Brawling Brutes? I thought it was pretty good.
It was. Was it really?
That's not. He got hurt. Sheamus got hurt. Okay.
Yeah,
I like the Brawling Brutes.
He's old.
I didn't like the name Butch.
Yeah, I hated that name.
Wait. So we're just out on Sheamus winning the Intercontinental title?
Yes.
The new shiny toy, Braun Breaker, comes in, and everybody just loves Braun Breaker. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You're right.
I thought this was a prestigious podcast that believes in stability and consistency.
Then say it right now, Dan. Sheamus is going to win the IC title.
Sheamus is going to win the Intercontinental title by SummerSlam.
You don't mean
wow. So you hear it first on a minute 23.
Yeah.
Daniel says Sheamus is winning the IC title. Right? Note it down, Brian. Note it down.
Yeah. Note it down. Nope. All right. We'll see.
A minute 23
1
episode.
hour, 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Episode 67. Hour 23 minutes.
I want to know on SummerSlam addressing this statement.
I mean, you never know. I mean, Triple H and Sheamus, you did used to be workout buddies. So
I'm just saying. And what better way to move Sami Zayn out that pathway? Because he was on Raw, he was trying to make it say, "Hey, I'm here too, guys. As the champion, I'm here too." To make it that Sheamus wins the IC title, he battles with Braun Breaker, and you go in that direction. That's what I think. Now is Braun Breaker going to win the title off of Sheamus?
Yeah, but Sheamus already has a feud with Ludwig right now.
Which by the way,
small.
Which by the way is making me
it's very physical.
You guys are in light now. Because now you actually see the segments that they're doing. He can actually he's obviously always been a great talker, but now you see these promo packages and it's just like, okay, now you can't look at him necessarily as a tag team wrestler or as a sidekick. It's like, okay, now they're kind of like taking him a little bit seriously now, and I like that because I was always a fan of him and Giovanni Vinci when they were just a tag team. Some of the like their swag and some of the stuff that they had with their moves. So now we're seeing like Ludwig shine on his own. So I like it.
Yes, I do like the direction of that, but we do have the new guard, Ludwig and Braun Breaker going up against Sheamus and Sami, the older guard. So hopefully that's a meshing of styles. And I said before we got on, I hope that goes to a fatal 4-way for the IC title at some point. Let's continue moving on. Otis has had enough of Chad Gable. Chad Gable was running his mouth to start the show, got into a little bit of hot water with Adam Pearce, who apparently is around, and scheduled him to face a match with Braun Breaker. That didn't go as well as he planned. Braun Breaker getting the victory. Braun Strowman getting the victory. Moving into Chad Gable's latest chastising of Alpha Academy, picking on Maxine Dupree again, kicking her crutch, throwing it out the ring, smacking Akira Tozawa, and apparently that was just too much for the big man Otis. What do you make of this, Brian? As Lewis stepped away for a minute, what do you guys make of Otis finally stepping away from Chad Gable?
I mean, just listen to the pop when he pushed him. I mean, like that pretty much shows how much fans have been emotionally invested in this right now, and it's about time. I mean, they tried with Otis 4 years ago during COVID when he won money in the bank, and since that time, I mean, he's just been booked as just a tag team wrestler. I mean, you never would have thought that he was going to get hot again as a single guy, but now because of Chad Gable's great heel work. I mean, now people are behind Otis now, and the way it was done. The one thing that I found very interesting is just like the way it was done. It wasn't like he pushed him down and then beat the crap out of him. He literally just pushed him down, walked out. They had the backstage segment where they said we're done, and then they walked away. Which almost made it seem like that. Maybe he might have a change of heart and they get back together, because that wasn't like your typical vicious breakup where like he pushed him down, then beat him down, and really made it clear like, I'm done with you. I mean, he just said it. I mean, realistically, if Chad Gable didn't get hypothetically attacked by the Wyatt Six, you can make a case that they have a backstage. I mean, they have a segment on Raw next week where Chad is like, we're not. You guys aren't done. You guys aren't done until I say you're done. Kind of going in that direction, but. I love the story, the story aspect of it. I love now that Otis is kind of back as far as like reactions go to where he was before years ago when they decided to try to put Money in the Bank on him and make him a star when he was with Mandy Rose. Granted, that was all during COVID, but it was arguably his best booking up until. But so now that we're kind of getting back to that years later, and now the crowd is behind him. It's like it's gonna be very, very interesting. I don't necessarily know where it's gonna go. I mean, he's not. I don't think they'll put a title on Otis or anything in the near future. But If the crowd reaction dictates it, maybe
he'll win Money in the Bank again.
Stop playing, Lou. Stop playing. I mean, I hyped him up. I can hype him up that much.
They're gonna get it right this time. All right.
Too soon.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I don't know. I think I'm like everybody's still wanting Otis to get that big, like, just fully go against Chad and just beat the crap out of him. But I feel like they're still leaving stuff open for this, unless it's gonna be like Chad's gonna come back. Oh, come on, guys! Like, try and be all nice for a little bit, get them back, and then boom, like his new Alpha Academy comes in and takes them out, and then I don't know. I feel like that's somewhere there, but the fact of him saying the statements like I got to do something big and win Money in the Bank also makes it seem like he is done with them. He's just gonna bring in the Creed brothers, and it's gonna be his new stable. If that's just how they end this whole him and Chad and Otis thing, I think it's kind of lackluster. I mean, yeah, we finally pushed them. Yeah, they finally ditched them, but it's like it's not really the payoff that I feel like everybody wanted, or that Otis also needs as well, because he's still getting that crowd support, as a big baby face. So I feel like either they need to actually do something where Otis actually gets his his get back or whatever, or then that's it. And if it is that's all they're gonna do, I think it's kind of sad, because I feel like there should have been a better payoff for this. So
I mean, well, the payoff was Chad Gable died later in the night, so Otis won't get his retribution, apparently.
He got a Harry Potter scar, all right?
and
apparently, overall, I did like the.
No, I was just gonna say, going back to the Wyatt 6. I guess apparently on social media, I guess people who actually looked at all the QR codes, you actually saw that maybe Chad Gable was targeted. Some of these QR codes, one of them has his initials, another one of them mentions how he doesn't say a thank you anymore. So he was targeted. So that's interesting.
But overall, I did like the aspect of Otis finally stepping up for himself and pushing away Chad Gable and stuff like that. But as Brian and Lewis alluded to, we haven't got the payoff from it yet. We didn't get a big blow off from Otis. It was kind of just like, hey, I'm done with you. And it wasn't like the initial battle, like he didn't power slam him, he didn't put him down or anything like that. He just pushed him down and walked away. So hopefully we get more of a payoff from this. Maxine Dupree, I feel like, has looked good in this whole thing. She's kind of been the one to initially keep standing up to Chad Gable before everybody else. So that's a nice touch for her character as well, and showing that she does have a spine at least a little bit. So hopefully that continues. Hopefully this continues. Hopefully we get an introduction of the Creed brothers. Maybe this is something where Chad Gable lures them back and goes through, and then he finally pisses them off to the point where, hey, they had enough of him. And then that's where he brings in the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile and go to that direction. Which I hope they do, because I feel like there's still a lot of meat on the bone and a lot of 3-hour wrestling on Raw. So you need something to fill that time. And this has been one of those things that have been filling that time very productively for WWE. We're getting the big push for Maxine Dupree and Otis throughout all of this. Hopefully Tozawa gets involved a little bit more. Hopefully we see that as well. But Chad doing some of his best heel work, and I hope it continues. I hope this is not the end of it. And we'll see where this goes. Let's move on to a little bit more of the women's division here. We got Io Sky earning her Money in the Bank match against Zelina. Qualifier match. She defeated Zelina Vega and JC James, was it?
No, it was Zelina Vega.
It's the girl from NXT.
Kiana James.
Kiana James.
Yeah. Why did I say JC? Either way, I thought it was a pretty good match. Io Sky looking good in the match. It was a pretty good match. They got quite a bit of time on there. I thought it was a good match, but the undercurrent of this is Zelina Vega and Liv Morgan getting into it. Of course, Liv Morgan got involved with the LWO last week, It just seems like the Mysterios are always going to be in some variation and form of battling each other. But what do you guys make of this? Of course, Liv Morgan and Zelina Vega brawled at the end of the night, of course, with Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor in the main event there with Jey Uso. But what do you guys make of this? Io Sky qualifying for Money in the Bank and Liv Morgan, and looks like Zelina Vega is her new challenger.
Well, happy for Io Sky. I know she cut that promo last week talking about how damage control needed to change. So obviously, you already know what you're gonna get from her in matches like this. So definitely looking forward to that. I'm just glad that Liv has an opponent now, because since she's won the title from Becky Lynch, literally the title has been put on hold to tell this story of her trying to seduce Dominic. I mean, wearing his vest now this week, which I thought was interesting, and which I loved when he tried to like unzip her, and then Priest is walking around the corner to give you the impression that something's going on. So the story aspect of it I like. I just don't like how it's impacted the women's title. I mean, this is supposed to be now. Granted, when Rhea Ripley was champion, it's not like she was like defending the title every week or so. I mean, there were times where like a couple months would go by and Rhea Ripley wasn't defending the title, and I think I had a criticism for that then as well, because
let alone not even having a match,
not even having
a match,
or not even like telling us, not even proceeding a story or something. It's just like give her something. I mean, somebody. And so it's like, so I'm glad that it's Zelina, because you want to talk about underrated. I mean, I think she's the most underrated, one of the most underrated women in WWE. I mean, as a manager, Mike skills.
Natalia still holds that. Natalia still holds that spot, but Zelina Vega is a quick second. I will give you that.
Oh, no. Zelina Vega is more underrated than Natalia. No, she is. At least Zelina Vega has personality. What the fuck does Natalia have besides wrestling skills? Like, literally, no personality at all. At least,
come on, Dan. Yeah, back up here.
You guys are so disrespectful. You guys are so disrespectful.
Give us all the greatness that is your Hall of Famer, Daniel.
You guys are so disrespectful to the fighting spirit, the technique, the mentorship that she provides for the WWE roster, who just recently signed an extension, by the way. So
extension, not renewed.
Whoa!
How long is the extension?
An extension is renewed. It's not being terminated. Okay, let's understand
it's
that.
It's not really being renewed though. It's being extended.
It depends how long for. If it's like a 2 or 3 year extension, then it's like okay, then like that is a kind of like a
But if it's a couple months, then
if it's like a couple of weeks or months, then it's like okay, we're keeping you around.
Can you be a little bit more respectful to Natalia, please? That's all I'm asking for.
After being in WWE this long, you have some personality, or at least a song change.
Love Zelina.
Yeah, I mean, the point is, Liv Morgan.
Hey, AJ Styles changed the song. AJ Styles changed the song, and nobody likes it. Okay, so a song change isn't always the best.
Natalia doesn't even have her own original song.
Come on, what do you mean nobody? I work out to that song now. So anyway. I work out to that AJ Styles. So I actually like it. But anyway, the point is, Liv Morgan has, since she's won the title, has literally been on pause with Dominic, telling this whole story of trying to seduce Dominic to complete the revenge tour on Rhea Ripley. And I'm just happy now that we're finally getting to see her actually defend the title, because it's literally just it's almost like it's literally just a prop for her, been a prop for her for the last month, just to carry it around, just to say that, oh, I have the title that Rhea had, and so forth. So it's like, I'm glad that finally they're giving her an opponent, and I'm glad it's Zelina Vega, who is the most overrated, not second, the most overrated woman on the roster.
Zelina is most overrated.
Most underrated. My bad.
He said overrated. I was like, what?
No, my bad. Yeah, y'all know what I meant though. If I make all those points and I say overrated, I know I meant to say underrated. Highly underrated. Yeah.
I'm happy that Zelina's finally getting a spot, And it's even more comparable, I think, just because her and Liv are kind of the same size and stature.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yep. I was thinking that too.
So it is more. It's not a Zelina versus Rhea, which is a little more domineering. But I think this is like with Piper. I think this is just another chance for Zelina to prove what she can do in the ring. I kind of honestly want her to get away from LWO because I feel all LWO has been doing lately is just losing and losing and losing and losing. And I think
they've been battling Carlito.
Although I will say though, Carlito and Judgment Day has been some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
It is. It is. Yeah. I give him that. And it's funny how he when he interacts with Dom, I don't know why he just looks so young for some reason. He's like, that's cool.
It just brings you back to what the Carlito that we're used to.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But yeah,
it was getting choppy waters.
Yeah, for me, Zelina finally getting on with Liv, great. Also, definitely great spot to call. Obviously putting Io in the women's ladder Money in the Bank ladder match. Don't think she's gonna win because I don't think we've ever seen somebody win the contract 2 years back to back.
CM Punk.
Huh?
This is true.
CM Punk did it.
Again, very rare, but hey, we've also seen someone win
Mr. Kennedy
Rumble back to back. So maybe this is all her talk about. Damage control needs to change, so we'll see.
Hey, Cody Rhodes, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I know, I just said that.
There is history. Back to back. There is history there. I'm just saying. I just want to remind you who called that earlier in the year. I just want to, point that out. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I don't know if we're going to get a trash can jump off the top of the ladder moment with Io. Hopefully we get her in the Money in the Bank match. It's definitely interesting because she's actually gonna have she's gonna have an international match against
I know
it's like right after Money in the Bank. She's supposed to be fighting in Japan.
Yeah, I know. It's for I think the organization is called Marigold or that's the name of the guy who runs it. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, something like that. So
the promotion,
Yeah, the promotion Marigold. I mean, AJ Styles, same thing. He's having a match.
And AJ Styles as well too. So AJ Styles
yeah, so nice to see.
Yeah, so definitely some interesting stuff going on with those two.
Nice to see Triple H is letting them actually do other things. Open WWE up to these partnerships. So wrestling is wrestling.
It's interesting because that's an olive branch to Japan, and maybe they have a PLE there at some point. Which is tough. I know that's tough where they do those international stuff like that, but would be dope to see that. But yeah, just awesome. I think Zelina Vega, as you guys have been saying, has been one of the more underrated superstar ladies in wrestling so far. We all remember her Backlash performance, but we know that there's more that she can do in the ring. A part of the LWO, she has been one of the better things of it with her acting and her caring and her facial expression. So there is something there that I wish WWE taps into. Hopefully this is the start of it. But yep, it looks like she's in line to get a title opportunity against Liv Morgan. She's not qualified for Money in the Bank. I don't know if they're going to do a last chance type of thing. But if she's going to be challenging Liv and having Liv have an actual title match, because Liv just won last month. So it is a thing that she hasn't had, so this will probably be her first feud in that. But yeah, that was our Raw recap. A lot of stuff happening. Can't wait to see what happens with the Wyatt 6 developing. Seeing what happens with Seth and that just drops. Seeing Seth and Damien go at it, as well as seeing the developments with Drew McIntyre and seeing if he comes back. If Triple H and Adam Pearce actually convinced him to come back. Definitely a lot of stuff interesting going on in the world of professional wrestling, and we'll see what happens with that. Money in the Bank is in a couple weeks. I'm thinking next week, what Brian alluded to earlier, we're going to be talking about the Money in the Bank, the history of that, and seeing what happens with that, and the history with that, the cash-ins, which ones we liked, which ones we didn't like, and just go from there, because it's been around since, 2006?
Five.
It's been around for a while now.
Yeah, WrestleMania 21.
Okay, 5, yep, WrestleMania. Yep. So it has been around for nearly 20 years. So
That's
something that seems so new and fresh in our minds.
Don't we feel young?
Nearly 20 years.
Don't we feel young?
That's crazy. 20 years of this damn match. Dude, 14 when this match first came out? But 14, 15?
I still remember Edge cashing in. Crazy.
Yeah, I remember being pissed about it because
I remember playing on the PSP SmackDown versus Raw and the Money in the Bank match. I remember that. Like, that's how long ago it is. I still think I have the game. I'll try to find it somewhere. But I still have the game of that.
Wow, I don't think it was in Here Comes the Pain.
Wow. No, that was after. That was the SmackDown versus Raw. So that was like 2006, I think, when it first came in. But definitely a lot there with wrestling. We're definitely going to try to review that and get into that. And as always, our new catchphrase, always kick out on two, never give up. Hope everyone has a good week. We'll check you again next week as we tune in for wrestling. Thank you.